Last year, I recommended iPhone users to buy the Galaxy Buds even though there were certain limitations, but a year later, things have changed both for Samsung and for iOS. So today, I'll be answering if the new Galaxy Buds Plus are worth it for iPhone users, and if so, what kind of things do you gain and also miss out on? To get it right out there, yes, even though we have the AirPods Pro, I think for a lot of iOS users, the Galaxy Buds might actually be a better buy than AirPods, but not for everybody, and I'll tell you exactly why in just a bit. Last year, I used the Galaxy Buds with an S10 for about a week before trying it with my iPhone, but this time I skipped Android altogether and went for a pure iPhone experience, which was made much easier thanks to Samsung releasing an iOS app just before launching the Buds Plus. Let's start out with the first enticement of the Buds Plus, and that's the price. They officially come in at $50 less than the second-gen AirPods with wireless charging, but if you buy through our Amazon link in the video description, the difference is only $20. And if you don't care about wireless charging, the AirPods could be had for $10 cheaper. But in a lot of ways, the Galaxy Buds Plus compete more so against the AirPods Pro, which I've been happily using ever since they came out, and here we have a $100 price difference. The second reason you might want to go with the Galaxy Buds Plus is the battery life. The originals lasted about an hour more than the AirPods, but the Plus take it to a whole nother level, being rated at more than double the battery life thanks to better efficiency and a larger battery. Now at first I was skeptical about this rating, especially when changing the EQ, but in the real world they do seem to get very close to that 11-hour rating. Now I think most people don't listen to their music for that long without taking a break, but if you're somebody that listens for more than 5 hours at a time, the Galaxy Buds will not limit you. At least in terms of battery. Now comfort is a different story. Personally, I find the Galaxy Buds to be less comfortable than either AirPods, but I have heard the opposite from some people. Now one thing that I am certain of is that if you're a very active person, the adjustable wingtips included give you a very good seal, and even though I don't have fit issues with the AirPods, if you're somebody that does, I think the Galaxy Buds will fit better. Another benefit is that they don't stick out of your ears looking like a toothbrush head or a mini blow dryer, so they work better with hats or helmets. If you're using them like that, you might want to use the ambient mode. Last year this wasn't available for iOS, but now it is. This is great since the Galaxy Buds used a sealed design, but unfortunately even though the ambient mode has gotten better, it's still far behind the Pros, and with the AirPods unsealed design, you don't need a mode like that. Now one thing that surprised me was how quickly and consistently they connected. Last year they were okay, but noticeably worse than the AirPods with the H1 chip, but this year, might I dare say that sometimes it seems like they actually pair faster. You do miss out on iCloud integration, so you have to go into the settings of each iOS or Mac device, but the Buds Plus do support multiple saved connections. And it will automatically disconnect from my phone if I select them from my Mac's Bluetooth menu, just like the AirPods. Now another reason to want the Galaxy Buds Plus for your iPhone is sound quality. Even though they are quieter than the AirPods, the Buds absolutely smoke the AirPods and actually beat out the AirPod Pros as well once you tweak the EQ. Out of the box, they default to the normal setting, but changing that to dynamic increases the output and bumps up the mids and the highs while just slightly decreasing the bass. Now sound preferences are definitely subjective, but what isn't are the dual drivers that the Buds Plus pack. Having two speakers instead of one helps to keep the mids and highs sounding rich and crisp while maintaining good quality bass, so if you care about sound quality, the Galaxy Buds Plus sound better and for $100 less. One feature you'll miss out on is the valve that releases the pressure you get when using sealed earbuds, making them more comfortable, but on the plus side, since they don't have this, they seal in most of the audio, whereas the AirPods Pros have noticeably more sound leak, and the original AirPods, well, everybody could just hear what you're listening to. Being that these seal in-ear, you're automatically going to block out noise, which AirPods won't do. In our office, this gets rid of the louder than average HVAC almost as good as the AirPod Pro's active noise cancellation, but for louder noises like airplanes, the AirPods do way better. One thing we didn't have to dive into much last year was software, but now we have the Galaxy Buds app and new software features for the AirPods as well. Now I'm glad that iOS users can now use the ambient mode, they could tweak their EQ, they could see their battery settings for the case and the buds accurately, and you can customize what happens when you use the controls, including having physical controls for volume, which you can't get with AirPods. But unfortunately, with an iPhone, you're still going to miss out on a few features compared to Android. The first is the gaming mode, which lowers latency and almost matches AirPods on iOS. Since the Galaxy Buds also use AAC, there's no lag when watching videos, but when playing a game, sounds will be more than half a second off compared to just about 150 milliseconds. So if you play a lot of games on your iPhone, that's one area where the buds aren't worth it. The other feature you miss out on is auto-launching Spotify by tapping on your bud. But since you can use Siri by pressing and holding on the touchpad, after the initial setup, you could just ask Siri to start playing music using Spotify, and that works almost as well. In fact, she actually listened right now when I was recording and turned on Spotify. The one feature you won't get with the Galaxy Buds Plus that I really enjoy is hands-free Siri, which works really well to change volume, launch apps, play music, and one specific feature that we didn't have a year ago, which is Siri reading out your text messages and allowing you to reply hands-free. After I got used to using Hey Siri hands-free and this new texting feature, I definitely miss it with the Galaxy Buds. Overall, if you don't need hands-free Siri or very low latency in games, I think that the Galaxy Buds Plus absolutely destroy the original AirPods, especially if you want a sealed fit. I think they compare closer to the Pros than the originals, even though they cost $100 less, and you get better sound quality and battery life. You do still take a trade-off in terms of microphone quality, as you can hear for yourself right here.
This is microphone quality during a call with the Galaxy Buds Plus. This is the microphone quality during a call with the AirPods Pro.
If those AirPod features don't matter to you, then the Galaxy Buds Plus are definitely worth it for iPhone users. We have links to the best deals down in the video description, and go ahead and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. If you want to see my full detailed review of the Galaxy Buds Plus, click up there to subscribe, and if you want to see some more great Galaxy Buds content, we have some right over there. This has been Max, and I will see you in the next video.